Good evening, and welcome to our third Founders' Day celebrations. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished guests to you all. Our honorable chief guest for this evening, Shri Ramji Raghavan, is the founder and chairman of the Agastya International Foundation, a non-profit organization that aims at sparking creativity and curiosity amongst underprivileged children and rural teachers. Shri Raghavan is also a member of the Karnataka State Innovation Council and has served on the Prime Minister's National Knowledge Commission. He is a well-recognized public speaker and has spoken at the Education World Forum, the annual Inc. conference in association with TED Institute of Science, and also here at Oakridge, where he first introduced us all to tippy tops. If you ask him very nicely, he'll tell you what they are. Mr. Raghavan's vision is to build an India of tinkerers, problem solvers, and creators who are humane, anchored, and networked. In order to realize this, he and his organization, Agastya International Foundation, have worked to provide teachers and out-of-school and at-risk children access to hands-on science that arouses curiosity. His work has reached around 700,000 children and trained over 40,000 teachers. I thank you for agreeing to grace this occasion with your presence, sir, and we're all very keen to hear from you a little later on. Unfortunately, our esteemed guest of honor, Shri Hemant Nimbalkar, has been called away on work on an emergency and will not be with us here this evening. It also gives me great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the Board of Governors of People Combine and founders of the school and welcome them all back to Bangalore campus. Mr. Shomi Das, Chairman, People Combine Educational Initiatives. Mr. Shomi Das, the man behind Oakridge, has nurtured all the Oakridge schools to what they really are today. He brings with him an illustrious experience in the field of education. Mr. Das has been instrumental in setting up many schools across the country. He has held some extremely eminent positions and has worked as the head of the physics department at the Gordonston School in Scotland, principal, Mayo College, Ajmer, headmaster of the Lawrence School, Sanar, and also as headmaster of the Doon School in Dehradun. Mr. Nog Prasad Tumala, chairman, People Combine Group. Mr. Nog Prasad focuses on the corporate affairs, HR, and business development of the company. Mr. Nog Prasad holds postgraduate degrees from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, and also holds another master's degree in mathematics. A lot of what we see around us, including the day-to-day vision of the school and its programs, stem from his ideas. Mr. Y.V. Rajshekhar, Managing Director, People Combine Group. He manages the business expansion, fundraising, finance and budgeting, brand management, mergers and acquisitions of People Combine. A constant learner and a civil engineering graduate, Mr. Rajshekhar's enthusiasm towards learning more drove him to pursue and acquire postgraduate degrees from the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad. Mr. Vannava Prasanna, Joint Managing Director, People Combine. Mr. Prasanna heads the education division with great enthusiasm and energy. He supervises the academic year, planning and schedules, staff meetings, examinations, and intermediate board affairs. A postgraduate in business management from IIM Bengaluru, Mr. Prasanna also holds an added master's degree in economics. Mr. Prasad Dasri, Deputy Managing Director, People Combine, has been associated with People Combine right from its inception. He takes care of the civil and construction activities of the group. The brilliant infrastructure of the various campuses, especially here in Bengaluru, is in large part due to his leadership. On behalf of the headmistress, members of faculty and administration, and all our Oakridgers, it is my honor to welcome you all to our Founders' Day celebrations. Thank you. I would also like to welcome all other members of the People Combine team and family, parents, grandparents, and relatives of members of the school community, ladies and gentlemen. As principal of the school, it is my privilege and responsibility to place before you all the annual report of the school, which is a brief glance at the achievements of the school community over the past year. We all have our most memorable moments, and I have selected a few that really stand out. First up, we have academics. As the school has grown and developed, we have been recognized and certified by a range of curricular bodies. Our CBSE affiliation process is complete, and we are well into the authorization processes with the IB programs as well. We are a candidate school for all three of the IB programs. Our consultant visits are underway, and our first for the Diploma Program which we plan to offer to students of grades 11 and 12, took place earlier this month with glowing reviews by the IB-appointed consultant. Our consultant visit for the primary years program, the PYP, is slated for January, and for the MYP later next year. A lot of work is going into these inspections and verifications, both in terms of academic process as well as through infrastructural development. Our academic year began with great success in our very first checkpoint exams in mathematics, science, and English conducted for the IGCSE students of grade 8. These are externally graded examinations by markers of the Cambridge International Exams. Out of a possible total of 6 points, the following students were awarded the highest honor. Tatya Kaushal, 6 points in math and science. Tejas Amir, 6 points in math. Nikita Zachariah, 6 points in English and math. Parashit Ramesh, 6 points in math and science. Well, wholeheartedly, please. We also launched the middle years program, the MYP of the IB this year for grades 6 and 7. This program will eventually be in place for students who opt for the international curriculums from grades 6 to 10. This is a curricular program that we at Oakridge have been eagerly waiting to launch for some time now. And we are very glad to be among the few exclusive schools that will be able to cover courses through the entire IB continuum of education, right from the early years with the PYP, middle school with the MYP, and the Diploma Program for grade 11 and 12. Our students participated in a whole host of external examinations that pitted them against students in India and in some cases across the world. While the results for a number of exams are awaited, the following are some of the outstanding performances we have so far. In the National Cyber Olympiads, the following awards were won by students of the school. Pranav Krishna of grade 2 received a bronze medal. Krishav Sharma of grade 2 received a silver medal. Sneha Ganti of grade 2 received a gold medal. Aditya Krishna Lingam of grade 3 received a gold medal and also qualified for the level 2 examination. Vinayak Sharma of grade 5 received a gold medal. Tanvi Gorti of grade 6 MYP qualified for level 2. Aditya RM, grade 6 MYP, received a gold medal and qualified for level 2. Daksh Dangi, grade 7 MYP, received a gold medal. Aman Saxena, grade 8 IGCSE, received a gold medal as well. In the internationally recognized asset examinations in English, in which all our students from grade 3 and above participated, the school average was substantially over the national average. Our students from grade 3 to 6 were placed in the top 1/3 of all schools who gave the exam this year, and extremely creditable is the performance by students of grade 4 and 5, whose scores ranked in the top 10 school performances in India. Students whose performance placed them in the highest percentile in India this year are Daksh Dangi, 99.7 percentile, Saurya Potluri, 98.5, and Shrija Madna, 99.5. The expansion of the iPad program for our youngest students has continued, and this year it was expanded to grades 1, 2, and 3, who have been part of this extremely novel and exciting exercise on campus. The final mention in the section on academics should definitely be of the introduction of the financial literacy classes for all students in secondary school that equips children in understanding finances and the financial world. Through the preliminary launch of the CAS, or Creativity, Action, and Service program that forms the core of any IB program, we have been witness to some amazing developments in a range of fields outside the classroom as well. This program has also been expanded conceptually to all students in the school who are benefiting from its unique perspective on out-of-classroom experiences. From leadership camps attended by most of our senior students to field trips by our youngest ones, the CAS program allows students to truly focus their efforts on activities both within and without the classroom. A number of our pre-primary students represented us in the Rhymes World Cup that was conducted here on campus, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that Karan Gulati, Atira Arim Homan, Vartika Pandey, and Siddharth Bijoy have qualified for the finals that will be conducted here on our campus in 2015. Satvik Elyaveli of MYP grade 6 recently appeared for the ABRSM Piano grade 4 exam. He topped Bangalore in his grade level with a distinction and is being awarded the Rachel Morgan Piano Award for his efforts. He also topped in the southern states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and is being awarded the Kawai Best Pianist Rolling Trophy along with an invitation to perform at the High Achievers Concert. Shruti Kondia, MYP Grade 7, was awarded the first prize at the state level round of the National Nazaria Painting Competition. Tanav Sinha of Grade 2 was awarded a gold medal and the overall trophy for the best artwork at the Bangalore City round of the 3M art competition. Pranay Jha, Vaishant, Akash MS, Aditya RM, and Atharva participated in the Game Jam Titans competition organized by Mindbox and NASCOM and received a top 5 position. Our students also participated in a number of sporting competitions and awards were received by students for their performances in swimming, football, cricket, and athletics from the city to the state level. A most notable performance was by Amoli Vanavadhyay, who was awarded the first prize in the 5-kilometer running event in the 8 to 12 years category in the annual walkathon organized by the APR Charitable Trust. Zaid Jahid represented the Reebok 11 team that played for the IACA Cricket Academy, which he also captained in matches in Bangalore, Delhi, and Sri Lanka. We also conducted our sports day in November, and Amartya Sen House won the overall championship. Staying with sports, it is with great pride that we are bringing the Arsenal Soccer School back to Oakridge, building on the tremendous success of last summer when we partnered with one of the greatest football clubs in the world. With the first clinics and workshops beginning in January, we are all hopeful of some even more brilliant football being played on campus on this very field from here on out. This has been the basis for successful partnerships with other sports-related organizations like Urban Climbers, with whom we will be hosting Bangalore's first inter-school rock climbing competition, and Leap Start that have raised the level of the sports programs and engagement. We recently launched our service program with a focus on enabling students to regard service as a critical and hopefully a rather regular aspect of their lives. We have had students of secondary school work within our own community, educating our employees about accessing basic online services. Students have visited elderly homes in the community, and community engagements have increased with our students' focus on the general elections a few months ago, and more recently, educating adults around them through the Swachh Bharat pledges that Vedant Jasu spoke of earlier. It's a little sad that Prime Minister of our country has to remind us to keep our nations clean and begin with schools, and I really do hope that we are able to play our part in this process. Ours is a very small step in this direction, and I look forward to hearing from our chief guest, Mr. Raghavan, about how we can further our program and give back to the community a lot more a little later on. The achievements of our students are driven by the teachers we have among us, who have continued to learn, developing their skills and honing their craft. The following were among some of the accomplishments of our teaching staff this past year. Ms. Remy Rajan, homeroom teacher of grade 5, is pursuing her MPhil in computer science and recently published a paper on the use of technology in international schools in the International Journal of Computing published by the IFRSA. Ms. Archana Srinivasan, member of the Languages Department in the secondary school, was awarded the gold medal at Christ University for her performance in the master's course in English and Communication Studies. Ms. Sonali Kaveriappa of the Science Department in the secondary school recently had a paper accepted to the International Geology Review. Ms. Tamar Poni of the Computer Science Department in primary school has completed her MBA. Ms. Rachna Bagri completed a diploma in educational management from the Association of Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages. And Ms. Hemlata Yuvraj has completed a course entitled Re-Engineering Your Science Curriculum by Exploratorium from Coursera. The reason I mention these is because most schools you will find that, and I suppose in most educational environments, you find that once teachers become teachers, very often the sad part of it is they stop learning. And I think it's very critical for us all to recognize the fact that our teachers, like our students, are continuing to learn, continuing to develop, and continuing to work on their skill that will help them and enable them to do the most brilliant work that they do in the classroom. Apart from these individual achievements, teachers have attended a range of trainings as part of our continuous commitment to teachers' professional development, including workshops conducted by the IB, making the PYP happen for all teachers in the primary school, subject-specific seminars for subject teachers in the MYP, attendance by MYP teachers of online courses organized by the MYP, trainings for CBSE teachers in designing CCE programs by the CBSE, and a large number of internal trainings conducted by our educational division for all teachers, including workshops on phonics, the use of iPads and other technological innovations in education, and so on. As is a tradition with us at Oakridge, we continue to partner with parents to enhance the educational experience of our students. I would like to thank our parents who have communicated with us on the range of platforms that exist electronically and through social media, met with us at our PTMs, coffee mornings, and other meetings, and also through our annual parent satisfaction surveys. All of these moments have given us some very valuable ideas, and I thank you all for being so forthcoming. I would also like to thank you all for actively promoting us as a school to your friends, families, and acquaintances, bringing to us and to the school families who are committed to our kind of educational process. I must also especially thank, and in a moment I'm going to embarrass them, those parents who took time out from their busy schedules to invite students into their places of work, and it's not easy to have a barrage of children suddenly walk into your office, through our internship programs, and also those parents who came to the school and conducted guest lectures for our students. In no particular order, actually I think it's in alphabetical order, but in case I go wrong, please forgive me. I would like to thank Amit Bansal, Ankush Agarwal, Anusha Gala, Benazir Rashid, Divya Mali, Dr. Vidya, Dr. Vinuta Sharma, Heather Fernandez, Kavita Kodali, Kiran Kumar, Kiruba Sekharan, Lakshmi Surbi, Lalita Nagesh, Rajni Menon, Manish Sharma, Manish Chopra, Minakshi Vig, Namrata Swaminathan, Nikita Mittal, Nikki Rajan, Padmaja Dronam Raju, Prashant Rao Murari, Priya Sharma, Rajshri J, Ramesh Reddy, Ritu Mehta, Ronak Beliappa, Ruchi Goyal, Rupali Mathur, Sandhya Vaidyanathan, Shalini Nahata, Shamali Chopra, Suchitra Tripathi, Vasavi Nadimali, Vijaya Reddy, Yamuna Lingam, and finally with Z, Zora Siddiqui. I thank you all and I applaud you all. Safety and security of students has been a major point of everyone's focus this past year in Bangalore. Here on campus, a lot of work has gone into physically equipping the space through infrastructural developments like CCTV cameras within the campus and the school buses, as well as complying with all regulations as designed and defined by the state of Karnataka. There's also been a continuous educational process, both for adults and students on campus, and a lot of you parents have been part of this process as well. We have also developed our own exhaustive audit process for safety and security, which is being conducted regularly by our own teams, as well as by external agencies. We will be inviting parents in to be a part of this process as well. I would like to extend grateful thanks, especially to those parents whose advice and expertise in this field proved invaluable over the course of this past year. A large part of this commitment to safety and security, to our academic programs, as well as providing a holistic education to our students, involves large-scale infrastructural development. Over this past year, we have developed and inaugurated 10 new classrooms fitted to accommodate the new MYP and secondary programs. Our bus fleet was expanded and more buses are on their way as well, all designed with the highest commitment to safety of our students. It also gives me great pleasure to announce that our plans for further expansion of the campus is well underway, and construction of phase 2 behind us, where some of you might have parked your cars tonight, will begin very soon. It also gives me great pleasure to announce that Oakridge International School, Bengaluru, has been awarded the silver rating by the Indian Green Building Council for meeting very specific parameters that define green and environmentally protective buildings, a great accomplishment for any school. This has indeed been an exciting year. And as I mentioned at the start of this report, you will all have your highlights of the year, and I encourage you to cherish them all. There are a whole host of people to thank for this, without whom none of this would be possible. The Board of Governors, Directors, and other senior members of People Combine, the Headmistress, Ms. Bonnie Rao, the tireless general on this campus, the coordinators and other members of the teaching faculty who are deep down in the trenches on a daily basis, the administrative team that functions behind the scenes and keeps us all well-fed, clean, and ready for any eventuality, the admissions and marketing teams, both here on the campus and at our corporate office, the support staff, the IMRs, the drivers, the security guards, and the gardeners who keep us all in good cheer even through the longest days, parents and well-wishers of our school for their patience, support, and encouragement, and above it all, the students of the Oakridge International School who make every single day worth waking up for. And finally, before I conclude, I think it would be amiss if I made no mention of the fact that this past year has been a ghastly year when it comes to crimes against children. I can think of no greater act of cowardice than harming a child. And yet we have individuals who insist on abusing children, killing them, and destroying any semblance of lives they might have had. And the worst part of it is that so many of these are happening in schools. From shootings at American schools to equally tragic shootings closer home in Peshawar, to female students abused in universities across the world, and in schools in our dear own city, right here in Bengaluru. I sometimes shudder to think what the future is going to bring. Surely, and this is specifically to the adults gathered here today, it is our responsibility to care for them and to keep them safe. And that is the thought I would like to leave you with all today, my esteemed audience gathered here today. We must allow our children to grow up free from our prejudices, free from our aspirations for them, and free to truly discover how wonderful this world can be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what the theme of this evening's Founders' Day is, a child's dream. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for being here with us this evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, God bless, and happy Founders' Day.